A really good place to start is to ask, why do we need primed adventuring? Well, I can think of at least 7 good reasons why I have developed the primed adventuring approach. Let's walk through each one of these reasons now. You will also find the logic and justification of each of these 7 areas expanded upon in the other lessons and materials available here. Let's start with reason number 1, failures of the education system. Traditional education systematically thwarts the biological nature of intelligence. It prioritises throughput of students at an institution over the individual brain's need to actively predict and correct errors. These systems typically focus on the passive absorption of biological secondary knowledge, or static facts, rather than the robust biological primary knowledge related to agency and adaptation that is learnt through the friction of living. By ignoring how the brain's neocortex constructs understanding, schools often produce graduates who possess data and credentials but lack genuine expertise to navigate novel contexts. Conventional learning relies on a time-based pedagogy of schedules and semesters, whereas authentic growth requires a will-based pedagogy where your agency determines the rhythm of learning. Traditional curriculums guess the general needs of future cohorts, ignoring the immediate needs that emerge from your specific life adventures and community engagements. Let's move on to the second area, the threat of AI to our natural development. Friction-free access to information risks creating an outsourced mind, where insight is automated and the learner becomes collateral damage in the school system, possessing competence but without understanding. Relying on AI prompts bypasses the germane cognitive load, that necessary struggle required to wire the neocortex and build robust internal mental models. When we allow AI to do our thinking, we risk atrophying our ability to predict reality and correct errors, leaving us dependent and fragile in unknown situations. To survive, learners must treat AI as a collaborative other for co-construction, rather than a tool for passive consumption, ensuring we still perform the hard cognitive work of anchoring information. The third area is the need to pause. Human freedom lives in the pause between stimulus and response. Without this gap, there is no choice, only automatic reaction to internal fears or external pressures. A deliberate pause is the only mechanism capable of breaking the socialized mind's tendency towards automatic processing, thereby creating a defiant stillness that allows for internal action. Pausing inhibits time binding, the destructive habit of projecting past regrets and future anxieties onto the present, allowing you to anchor in the only reality where security exists, the now. The pause is not just a delay, it's the essential prerequisite for subject-object rebalancing, creating the temporal space needed to examine what controls you. And that's area number 4, the need for subject-object rebalancing. Transformation occurs when you shift from being subject to your assumptions, where they control you invisibly, to making them object, where you can observe, test, and manage them. This rebalancing is the primary engine of development, allowing you to move from a socialized mind that seeks validation to a self-offering mind that operates on your internal values. This is the only way to dismantle the immunity to change, the hidden commitments and big assumptions that unconsciously protect you from the very growth you desire. It facilitates a linguistic and psychological shift from "I am anxious" like a merged identity, to I have anxiety, a managed experience, granting you the power to choose your response. The fifth area is the development of reference frames. The human brain is a prediction machine that creates knowledge by constructing physical, location-based reference frames in the neocortex. These reference frames act as internal maps that allow you to stimulate possibilities and navigate vu-ja-de, the opposite of déjà vu, situations where you've got unknown contexts. And you can do this when you can operate in these situations. You can therefore reduce the prediction areas that you will experience. These frames cannot be downloaded. They are built only through physical movement, environmental reading, and the friction of engaging with the real world. A robust set of reference frames forms a completion complex that enables you to maintain agency and competence even when the environment is novel or chaotic. The sixth area is thinking about the specific nature of those mental models. The primed adventurer relies on a completion complex of at least 25 integrated mental models. Things like horizon of expectations, anti-fragile, emoji, to code reality. Integrating these models creates an interject multiplier effect, the ability to look between different models and to cast doubt on assumptions so that we can triangulate the truth. These models are organized into 4 categories: overarching, such as the pause; enabling, like the beginner's mind; analytic, such as environmental reading; and community engagement, such as convening. These models allow you to replace abstract rules with dynamic internal stimulations. If I do A, what happens to B? Essential for decision making in unpredictable environments. And our last area is value creation loops. This authentic learning happens in value creation loops within the community, which provides immediate, unvarnished feedback that no classroom lesson or test could replicate. These loops require thinking and action, the translation of abstract mental models into concrete convening calls that invite others to co-create value. Instead of trying to predict the distant future, with a binocular strategy perhaps, value creation loops use a peephole strategy to sample and solve immediate local needs. And finally, success in these loops ensures that you can answer the 3 questions of the educated adventurer. Where am I? Where am I going? And therefore, what must I do? I hope you can see the underlying logic of these 7 reasons and already sense their potential application in your life. Please continue to engage in the materials here and to also start participating in the community forums. Let the adventures begin.